Hello everyone, I'm Luan from Arte and Cinema Companhia, and today I have the absolute pleasure of speaking with the brilliant minds behind this slot lane. It's an incredible honor to be here with you guys to dive into the creative process, inspirations, and all exciting details behind this charming and heartwarming film. So let's get started, okay?
Yeah, hi, nice to meet you.
It's so good to be
My,
here. Thank you for having us.
my first question is for you, Tanya. The slot lane explored the contrast between slow-paced life and the rush of the big city. What inspired you to tell this story?
I think uh, me and my life, I rush very fast through things. My mom used to say that I stared into the future instead of just looking at it, and I think that was a big inspiration. We wanted to remind audiences to maybe slow down a little bit and take their time, especially kids these days where they've got all this technology and all of these things to distract them. We kind of wanted to remind everybody of the joy of just getting outside and playing with your friends and like spending time with your family, that quality time. And it was really funny because animation takes so long, and we had to keep reminding ourselves of the theme of the movie while we were doing it. So it was very helpful.
Perfect. The second question is for you, Ricard. The movie is about adaptation and stay true to one roots. How do you think this theme resonates with the audience worldwide?
I think it's a very universal story. Like even myself, I'm from Spain. I was born in Barcelona and raised there, and moved to Australia when I turned 18, right? So this feeling of living home and going to somewhere completely new that you know nobody, it's a very daunting, it's and scary reality. And sometimes when you're in those moments, all you do is think about home, right? You think about your family, you think about tradition and culture, and it's like what makes you you, and what little things can you do that will make you feel like you're at home. And that's something that we really wanted to put into the movie, right? And we have this family of sloths that, they're Latino, they're, Mexican inspired, but, they're from a different country. They come into Sanctuary City, which is kind of like Australia, and they kind of feel very um, isolated, because of they're just the culture, but because they're together, the family unit is really what kind of is the common thread between them. And it's just that story about keeping family together, keeping the traditions, and in the book of recipes. And it's just kind of like it's what Tanya was just mentioning now about Laura wanting to, she's always looking ahead and looking forward, but it's like taking that moment of like, take a moment to take a deep breath and have a look at what's around you. And it's family. You always have someone around you to support you. So I think it's a very relatable story that I think a lot of people can have gone through this process. And hopefully this movie kind of like it's a little replica of like what they felt.
Filme had his world premiere at NSC Festival. What was it like to see it on such a prestigious stage?
Oh, I've dreamed of going to Annecy my entire career. So finding out that we got into Annecy, it we found out the day before they announced it. They messaged us, so we didn't think we'd gone in. So it was very emotional, and it was very incredible. We turned up in Annecy, which is the most beautiful place I've ever been, and it's full of all these animation nerds. So it's like heaven, and there was this massive queue of people. And I said to my writing partner, Ryan, I said, what are they waiting for? And he was like, they're for sloths. And we had to turn away like 300 people. And it was the most crazy experience of my life. Sadly, Ricard couldn't come because he just had a baby. So we really missed him. But now it means we have to make another film to get into Annecy so he can come.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate, but as Tanya said, I had like I just had a baby, and obviously my
Oh,
duties as a father
congratulations.
definitely take preference. But even not me being there, it was such a, I mean, Annecy is like the biggest animation festival, right? So just being able to be recognized and you know, and them offering us to have Sloth Lane in there was truly special. So I was really glad that we got in. I was super happy for Tania and Ryan that they managed to be there and represent us.
Nice. The Slot family journey is filled with humor and heart. What was the biggest challenge in balance, comedy, and emotional depth, do you think, for you guys? This question is for you guys. For you, for the balance with humor and the feeling in this movie, feelings in the movie.
It's hard, right? Because you want to make people happy, but you also want to tell a really important message. But I think the irony is the more people laugh, the harder they cry. I think if they need to go together, you need to have the heart and the humor to really kind of capture people. So it was a hard balance. I think one of the key things for us was how much we involve our storyboarding artists in the film. We sit in a storyboarding room and we just talk about the themes and everything in the film, and everybody contributes things that have happened in their own life and all these beautiful moments. So there's so much of the film that comes directly from the crew. And because everybody has lived these moments, they have that natural humor and that natural kind of heart in them. And also, like for me and Rick, this was a love letter to our families. So the characters you see on screen, they're so much like the people that we know. So it's so easy to take from life and kind of put it up onto the cinema screen for everybody to see. I would say Luis is so much like Ricard's dad. He even has the mustache.
Yeah, and I think that as Tania says, like both comedy and the drama of the film are driven by the characters, and I think that every character is so unique that I think that when you put these very drastic kind of characters alongside each other, you're always bound to have either drama, conflict, or comedy come out of it. So everything just feels more natural and it's not forced. So it's not, we never, you know, it was never written to be a comedy or a drama, but it's just like a slice of life of this family of sloth kind of going to a new city. So I think that either if you cry or you laugh, it just comes naturally. So being true to the characters and to their nature, I think that really helped us. So it just came naturally. So yeah, it's not something that we pushed for. And it's just kind of came out of just from the way the film was written.
And Tania and Ricard, if you could choose any other animal family to star in a sequel, which one would it be and why?
Oh, that's such a hard question. I'm originally from Wales in the UK, and I moved to Australia, so I would love to do some British type of animals. So maybe a family of hedgehogs or like a family of foxes, or I'm actually, you know what? I love otters. I think otters are the cutest animals ever. So probably, yeah, a family of otters. That's Ricard.
I would say in Sloth Lane, we have two characters, the capybaras, their name's Cappy and Bara. And I think they deserve their own little story as well.
Yeah,
I think that I'd love to do a sequel or like an alternate version of the film just focusing on the capybaras. I think that would be a great movie.
Imagine how cute little baby capybaras would be.
Yeah,
we should do that.
So cute.
Get rid of my answer, that one.
Yeah. And for finish this amazing interview, can you send a message to Brazilian audience to watch the movie in the cinemas, please?
Okay, so we've been practicing how to say this in Portuguese. Is this DEU PREGUÍça? Is that right? Is that?
Yeah, DEU PREGUÍça. Yeah.
We would love our Brazilian audience to go and see DEU PREGUÍça. It's a story about family. It's fun and it's silly, but at its heart, it's a mother and daughter story that really tries to remind you to kind of slow down and really appreciate the moment.
Yeah, I think that all of Brazilian audience should go and see DEU PREGUÍça. If you like Mexican food and you like just food in general and you like a good story about family and traditions, go and see the film. You'll love it.
Thanks so much, guys. Thanks for having me. I wish you all the success for you guys and for this beautiful movie. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Lovely to meet you.
Bye.